You're listening to the After Dinner Podcast. Okay, so today I'm just by myself, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new upcoming Zelda title, Triforce Heroes. Is that it, right? Triforce Heroes, yes. So, first of all, it's a new multiplayer Zelda, right? Um, it's like first search adventure, those kind of things. I think I said in like a previous video I was never much a fan of like multiplayer Zelda, but I've played and it's okay. It's nice. It's fun. Most of all, it's fun. And but for me, at least for me, and I believe that for a lot of people out there, Zelda, it's not just the gameplay or like multiplayer or all these kind of things. It's all about the story also. Okay, so I've been like reading some things online. Um, just want to share and talk with myself here for a while about it. One thing that I found really weird is this thing that I read on Kotaku.com. So, giving the credits here. So they ask some questions to Hiromasa Shikata, who who is director and who directed Link Between Worlds, which is amazing. So Kotaku asked, where did this whole thing come from? And they said that they wanted to revisit First Search and First Search Adventure. Alright, this is pretty obvious. So multiplayer. They said that on E3 that they wanted to revisit First Search, but they wanted to add some features like some things from Link Between Worlds. Like for example, you can it's like different levels on the same plane, so it's like kind of 3D stuff. So probably they're going to use a lot of 3D and the 3D features on the 3DS. I don't know if there's like new 3DS exclusive, but they're probably going to use like the 3D like they use on Link Between Worlds. Well, so they're going to do that. They asked also. So just now, there's two things that I'm like borrowing from Kotaku, but I'm crediting here. So it's Kotaku.com. They asked if there's a story around it, and this is weird. So they say that the story takes place in a kingdom that is obsessed with fashion. And I kind of don't understand that. I don't know. I've no idea what this means. And they say like the king is asking for like heroes to come together and to assemble and to work together and to form this kind of totem, like 3 links, one on top of the other. So so the heroes that meet those features, like look the same or look like the hero of time or whatever, they will fit that role. So it's weird. Okay, so there's a story, and they talk like gameplay and all those kind of things, but But here I want to focus on the story actually, because one thing that I've read, and I actually don't remember where, is that Triforce Heroes would not be on the timeline, on the official timeline, and that's weird. Also, like I said, like there's a bunch of things that's weird, but um, it's weird in the sense that they have launched, they have like produced the Zelda Storia, and they have shown us the timeline, which is pretty intricate, like crazy stuff and time traveling and multiverses and multi links. Um, but so they said that it's not going to be on the timeline. At first, I found it that I asked myself why. So why they would not add that to the timeline? Because now they have this timeline to fill like some gaps, or to make new futures, or to tell new past stories. Right? So I would not know actually why they would not add this to the timeline. But after I seen that this story, and that they would focus on the gameplay and the multiplayer experience more than the story inside the game, I found that like it's much better for the whole Zelda franchise that they have not included that on the timeline, because it's a very weak story just because of that. And like it's a weak story, so you have like two different sides on that coin. One, it's a weak story, so it would be easy to fill in any of those gaps that the official timeline has. Like, for example, I don't know, right after Phantom Hourglass, where a new Hyrule Kingdom is founded. So they could, right? Well, so it would be like right after Phantom Hourglass and before Spirit Tracks. For example, I don't know, I'm just guessing here. It could be right before Four Swords Adventure, right after Twilight Princess, so in between these timelines. It could be right before Ocarina of Time, in a place like the king's obsessed with fashion or whatever, and he started searching for heroes, and they search for 3 heroes that could make a totem, like they showed on E3 and whatever. So, and then after they realize, oh no, it's like we should find a hero of time, which is Link, and then they could tell the story that, oh, okay, but so there's not just one Link, there's many different Links. So that's why Four Swords Adventures and Four Swords, and now Triforce Heroes exist and can fit on the timeline. It's because there are more than one Link per time. But on the other hand, having that kind of weak and loose story until now, maybe they will do something more. I mean, now they said like this they shown this story that is kind of weak. Maybe after they could feel so like the more the story, um, but then it will become harder and harder to be able to fit that story anywhere. So I guess, in my opinion, I found it like was interesting for them not to have included on the timeline, because either it would be like a loose story that it would not matter or not mean anything on the timeline, and the whole Zelda time, and or it would you become too much integrated of a story that so the focus will go back again. It will not be so much on gameplay, it will be more on story. Right. Also, in my opinion, I really like the timeline. So I really want it to be filled with like rich stories. So I want them to focus on the story and to tell like a cool tale that could fit on the timeline and could connect some things that are not yet connected, and then focus on the gameplay. But that would be like a main Zelda title, for the Wii U, or a main Zelda title for the 3DS, like it was Link Between Worlds. So then I would really like them to add to the timeline, and they would know how to do that, because well, there is their timeline, so they invented that. So but yeah, that's my opinion. That are my like really quick review, and thank you for listening to me talking to myself about Zelda. And one last thing, I think I am looking forward for that, because they show that they have like a single player mode, so that is fun, because I don't normally, I think most of the people don't normally have like friends, like two other friends that could meet, that could have like schedules that they could meet and be like, oh, okay, let's play some Zelda, or stuff like that. So that's nice that they have included like a single player mode. But still, I think the story is really loose. I think it's nice that they haven't added to the timeline, and I really enjoy a nice story. But still, I really enjoy fun games, and I don't mind using like franchises to make fun games. And just to finish here, Zelda Triforce Heroes is a fun take on the Zelda franchise. Metroid Prime Force Federation, it's not Metroid. It's definitely not. But let's finish in a brighter and happier tone. Zelda is nice. I'm really looking forward for the Triforce Heroes. Are you also? Thanks for listening.